Hey Vinyl community, it's Jeff back for a update video this time. It's the 12th of September, Saturday evening. Hope everybody is doing well and you've had a good week and enjoying a good weekend so far. I've had a good week. I'd like to share some finds with you. And I had a Vinyl community meetup yesterday, which was very fun, and I'd like to certainly touch on that. So firstly, what's playing in the background is Sequencer by Synergy. There is a gatefold thread going around. That's a pretty nice gatefold. Anyways, electronic synthesizer based music. So I'll start off with, haven't really listened to most of these because it's kind of been a whirlwind of a week. But I'll start with the finds from earlier in the week first. The first one here is Best of George Harrison. This is an original UK pressing. There is a different cover variation for the same album released in Canada and the US. All black Parlophone. I think I prefer this cover actually. One for the Depeche Mode collection. This is Music for the Masses. With the inner sleeve. That's on Sire, of course. John and Vangelis, The Friends of Mr. Cairo. There was a couple of copies. I'm not sure if it was came through a collection, but very cheap, and both were in really nice shape. Still with the original inner sleeve, with the lyrics, of course. Not overly familiar with this record. I mean, I'm of course familiar with it, but I've never heard it, so I look forward to listening to that. And also sticking with Vangelis, excuse me, as opposed to Vangelis, Heaven and Hell. I've never seen a copy of this in the wild. And John Anderson is actually on this with him as well. He actually wrote and sang lead vocals on, what's the track on side one here? So Long Ago, So Clear. That's on Gold RCA Victor, the Dynaflex label. So yeah, happy to find a copy of this too, and I think it was only $6 or $7. Beautiful cover, Vangelis. And the last one I found, I think this was maybe Thursday. This was still in the shrink wrap, but it was tattered, so I tore it off. But this is live, Lonnie Smith with the Cosmic Echoes, I think was the name of his band. This is a live album from 1977. It's a culmination of 3 shows that he did in the Bronx in May that year, excuse me. Live, and clean disc. I don't even think it was really played before. That's RCA Victor as well. Okay, so yesterday, Friday, September the 11th, I touched base, or I should say, maybe I think it was Jamie actually first. Jamie Cottle got in touch with me. Jamie lives about 45 minutes west of here. And over the past couple of months with COVID, and it was kind of difficult to get together, but now in the last few weeks or the last month or two, where sort of things are starting to ease and people's comfort level are getting back up again, stores have started to reopen, we decided to get together for an afternoon. So I drove west to meet him in his hometown. There's a couple of record stores there. So we first met, and I have a picture from the first place that we took outside of their record store. Was called Sound Fixation. So I'm hoping to use that as a thumbnail for this video. But before we met, we did a little sort of a car trunk transaction, and Jamie surprised me with this album. I kind of knew something was coming because he had asked for my address earlier, and when I had said that you know, we could potentially meet up, that we'll just kind of save it instead of mail. Nash the Slash. This is Children of the Night. In a video a few weeks ago, actually, I had asked about Nash the Slash, somebody I'm really not very familiar with. So I asked him what would be sort of a good starting point if I was looking to get into him. And he had indicated that this was a pretty good start. Children of the Night. So thank you so much for this, Jamie. I really look forward to listening to this. This was released in 1981, and there's a copy of the Stones' 19th Nervous Breakdown that he does in here. So I'm kind of looking forward to listening to this. So that's pretty cool. And Steve Hillage, actually, I also learned, produced this. So thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate it. Look forward to listening to this. Children of the Night. Okay, so like I said, the first place we went to was a store called Sound Fixation. Small shop, but they had lots of great stuff. The owner in there, Trevor, loved to talk, and it was just actually just Jamie and I in the store. So we had a great time. I was in the store I think we were in there for about 2 minutes, and I saw this on the wall. This was recently reissued and released. This is Randy Holden's Population 2, his solo album. I think they're actually all autograph. I checked an online picture of this particular release, I think, which was limited to, I want to say 300 copies or 500 copies. Very few, 300 I want to say. And sort of the autograph there was sort of a different, in a different place, sort of in the same corner of the album. And there's also some, looks like some marker ink on the back here. So I don't know if that's actually autographed, but yeah, there weren't very many released, and there was one of these up on the wall, still brand new, still in the shrink. Randy Holden was briefly in Blue Cheer. Didn't appear with them until their third album, New Improved, I think in 1969. But if you like guitar, this is one for you, Randy Holden. Very excited to have this. I had seen on the record store's Facebook page earlier that he had this in, and somebody had jumped on and said reserve a copy for me, but luckily he had two, so happy to find this, Randy Holden. And from time to time I like to get a little curious with international music, and this was in really nice shape from 1967, Brazilian Beat. This was in the store as well, and it wasn't very cheap. Really nice shape. These old sort of mid to late 60s, sort of the hard kind of cover. So I picked this up for just a few bucks, and this was on Design Records. We were in the store for about 20 minutes, and Trevor, the owner, put this on, and I've had this on my phone maybe for about 6 to 8 months or so. It's been shown a few times in the VC, and I heard it as soon as he played it, and I looked over, and of course this is sitting sort of on the now playing stand, and I asked about it, and he sold it. Self-titled The Animated Egg from 1968, I believe. Yes. This is a recent reissue of 750 copies on orange marbled vinyl. And I have number 695, just above the barcode there. And yeah, this is a great album, psychedelic, mostly instrumental. And I'm just going to show you the record here. The only problem with this record, I find, is that it's too short. Anyway, check this out. Very cool. Marbled orange with red in there. So yeah, it'll be nice to listen to this on something other than my my phone. The Animated Egg, and just great artwork too. Not sure if I indicated this was a Music on Vinyl reissue. I love Music on Vinyl. They haven't let me down yet. I learned, unfortunately, about 2 days ago that last week, I think on September the 4th, Gary Peacock died, American bassist. He played with a lot of jazz greats. He did a lot of stuff with Keith Jarrett, actually. This was a record, Standards Volume 2 by Keith Jarrett, that I found in the store as well. and it's an American US pressing ECM. Super clean. I don't think it's been played. This was actually the first album. I think we're into the second shop now where I found this. It's a store called Diamond Dogs Vinyl. Neat little card. I didn't get a card from Sound Fixation, but yeah, this was the first of 3 records, I believe, that I got from Diamond Dogs Vinyl. A bigger place, not quite as organized. The prices were all over the place, but they had good quantities and things. They had lots of classical, decent jazz, and the owner was actually playing Goat when we walked into the store. So one of his friends who was in the store when we walked in, we were talking about Goat for a little bit too. But anyways, this was the first of 3 Keith Jarrett Standards Volume 2. And the second one, I've never had a copy of this. This is Gentle Giant's Interview. It was decently priced too. The jacket was a little dirty, so a little cleaning kind of helped it bring it back to life a little bit. Still has the original inner sleeve. It's split on a couple of sides, so I'm just holding it here, but lyrics on one side and a picture of the band on the other. And this is going to fall out all over the place too. This is on the green, yeah, that's green, orange capital label. So that was a great find for my Gentle Giant catalog. And the last one that I found here, maybe one of the biggest surprise, I think, of the day. This is a used album, obviously, but this is from 1971, and this is just a self-titled Zwienel, Joe Zwienel, who was an early member of Weather Report. This is a solo album, but you know, I say solo album, and I mean a lot of the guys from the Weather Report play on here. Herbie Hancock, George Davis is on here, Woody Shaw, Miroslav Vitus, Jack DeJohnette is on here, Joe Chambers, Billy Hart, David Lee. I mean, it's almost a Weather Report album without being called Weather Report. This is a US pressing, which is kind of weird because typically, I don't know if you can see it, but typically German and UK sort of albums sort of have this this sort of plastic cover on the front, and over time it just slowly starts to peel. And I didn't realize that American covers were like that, but this one sure is, and it's on Atlantic, super condition on the green and orange. So very happy to find this, and it was decently priced too. I think it was only about 12 bucks. So a great week. If you're still with me, thank you so much for watching. Jamie, thanks again for a wonderful day yesterday. We were together for maybe 3.5 hours or so after the second store. We went to one of 3 local brewery/restaurants that were in town. Had a patio to ourselves all outside, and we just talked about music and the vinyl community and how nice it was to get together. So thanks, Jamie. I had a great time, and I know we're going to get together and do it again real soon. So thank you again, and for watching, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you soon.